Hello winning team, this is how you operate AVO at your campus that uses the software. So first what you're going to want to do, wherever AVO is located on your board, you're going to want to click, double click, and the software will launch. Once you get to this page, what you're going to want to do is not hit fix, but you're going to want to click postpone every time. Hit postpone and then click OK. And then your system will boot up. Okay, now that your board is on, you're going to be looking at, hopefully, the weekend set. In order to turn on what is called a cue list, which we use for each song, is bring this fader up, either by clicking or using your finger, and then press go. And then the lights will come up on stage as programmed. In order to turn on wash, you will want to look to the right of the page and find where it says wash. In this instance, it's this fader. So we'll pull it up, and then you'll have front wash on stage to show all of stage team, whether band or vocals. All right, for general knowledge, the baptism light and the hazer, you will need to ask your worship director / worship pastor of where that location is and how to turn that on. If you are looking at a page and you can't find your fixtures or your colors or anything like that, what you want to find is the workspace window. In this instance, it's on the left side here. So if you ever want to design, you can click this one, which this is the design page. You can see all your fixtures and colors. If you need to go to the operator page to see your cue list, you can hit operator and then it will pull up the cue list. Right now it's just front wash. And then if you ever need to find your song bank, that can be either titled song bank or playbacks, and you will want to click playbacks, and this will pull up your song bank per campus. If there is not a playback button that you cannot find, what you want to do is come to the right and find the program menu. You'll want to hit open workspace window, and then you'll want to find where it says playbacks. In this case, it's a handle window, so we'll hit playback, and this will also pull up your playbacks in the same way. All right, so in order to create a cue list for a song, what you want to do is come over to the right and press record, create cue list, and then you'll select wherever you want on your page. So we're gonna click this one, and now you will have a cue list. Now, what you want to do to your cue list is hit options, select the cue list, and turn fader, hit fader, and then intensity kill at 0. This will make sure that your cue list will turn off whenever you bring the fader down. Now, if you would like to name your cue list, right now it's named cue list 703. We don't want it to be that. So what we'll do is you want to hit exit from whenever you are on options, hit set legend, select the cue list, and then in the legend bar you will see you'll see where it says cue list 703. So what you want to do is delete and title it whatever you want. So we'll call this walk in. Cut. Okay, so whenever you're on the playback and you need to pull in a song, let's say for this weekend we need Believe for It and Build My Life, they're both right here. What you want to do is hit copy, select it, and then press where you want it, and now it has copied it. If you hit move, you're not going to hit move because then it will remove it from the playback. So we'll also copy Build My Life, and it'll go right here. So whenever you're operating, let's say you are in Build My Life, and you're at the beginning of the song, and you accidentally hit a fader that you didn't want to. Well, whenever you do that, the new fader is going to take priority over the other one. So whenever you hit go, instead of going to the verse or chorus of Believe for It, it will then go to the intro or the beginning of Build My Life. In order to fix this mid-service, what you're going to want to do is find release, which is right here. You'll select release, you'll click on the cue list you want to release, which in this instance it will be Build My Life. It has now released it, and then you'll want to hit Q or connect Q in the bottom, and then press the cue list you want to go back to, which will be Believe for It. Now, whenever you hit go, you'll then go to the original one you wanted to go to, which will be verse. So whenever you hit go, you'll go to verse. to turn on a cue list, what you're going to want to do is bring this fader up and then press go, the red button, and then your cue list will turn on. Now, the difference between, so Believe For It is a cue list, but Wash is not a cue list, it is just recorded on a fader. So whenever you bring this up and down, you will not have to press go. You'll just bring it up and bring it down as you need. All right, let's say you're in a cue list that's a 3 cue, and you want to know how to go, instead of going from low, mid, big, you want to go from low to big. In order to do that, you're going to want to find previous step and next step. So the light blue cue is the one that you are currently on, and the dark blue is the one you're going to move to next. So if I cycle through previous step and next step, I can go between them all. So if I wanted to go from low to big, I can hit next step, go to big, and then press go. And then the same goes for the other cues. If you want to turn on your fixtures, so let's say we want to turn the tubes on. What you want to do is find all tubes or select them individually, click on them, then find locate, which is the red button near the keypad, near the number pad. You'll press locate, and then they will turn on. Now that they're on, if you want to change colors, you can select orange or dark yellow, blue, and now that's how you change colors. Now let's say you're in a cue list and there's a freak out and you can't get the lights to turn off. Well, what you want to do is you'll want to press release over here twice, and then your fixtures will then turn off. Now, before you turn off your console, what you're going to want to do is save everything you've done. To save everything, what you want to do is go to the right here, press disk twice, and now it is now saving your show. And now you are ready to turn off your console. All right, so to turn off your console, all you got to do is go to the top right, press X. Now that you've saved it, and hit this twice, you can go to X, make sure all your fixtures are off, and then it'll ask you if you want to shut down the console or the software, and press OK. All right, when operating, what you want to do is you want to go in order of the service. So we'll start with walk-in. Whenever you want to move from walk-in to the Joy, you want to bring up your cue list, select go whenever you want to fire it. Once this is fully loaded in, so now it's fully loaded in, it has a fade time of 3 seconds, you'll want to bring the old one, you are now able to bring the old one down. If you don't do it this way, your stage will go black, and we do not want it to go black. So, for example, when we're at the end of the Joy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to previous step to the end of the Joy. So let's say we're at take it out, and I want to start that's the power. So the click track started. I'll bring that's the power up first, select go, and then once this is fully loaded in, I can bring the Joy down. This creates for a seamless transition that leaves light on the stage. Now, for songs that look like this, that go intro, verse, chorus, bridge, you'll want to listen along with the click track, or as well as you'll want to listen to the click track as well as knowing the song and the way it progresses. So, for operating, you will have a click track in your ear and that follows along with the song. So, for example, let's say we want to go into the Joy and the click track is fired. Intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll hit go. Your look will load up. You'll bring walk-in down. We're still in the intro, so you're going to leave on an intro. And then whenever it goes to verse, we'll click verse. You're going to want, so after the 3, 4 is when you click the next cue. Same goes for verse, chorus, and bridge. It really helps if you know the song before coming in to operate. Let's say we are starting service and let's say we are starting service, we're on our walk-in look. What you're gonna wanna do is bring the joy up when the click track fires. So for example,
1, 2, 3, 4.
this will be the intro. So your lights will come up. You're gonna wanna bring house lights down, and now they are twinkling. And then when it says verse, we're gonna go verse. So you'll hear it say verse 3, 4. After the 4 is when you're going to want to hit with the beat. If you ever need to find the word sheet for these songs, you can find those located in PCO under the plan for the week you're serving. Okay, so when designing, there are 2 cue list types that we're going to look at, okay? Your first is an off track, which looks like this. It's titled low, medium, big, that you can cycle through for response or any other song that we do that's slower or mid-tempo that you can use over and over again for different songs. The other is an on track like the Joy here, which goes intro, verse, chorus, and then goes through the song in order. So, to design, what you're going to want to know is where the track is. It's located in PCO, as well as watching Woodshed. And then you're going to want to find the graphic from either Woodshed or in Dropbox on your ProPresenter computer on what your graphic's going to look like to match perfectly. So, what we're going to do is we're going to create a cue list. This is where it's currently located. So to start, we're going to add the tubes. So I'm going to select all tubes. I'm going to locate them. And now your tubes are on. And this works for any other fixture, whether it's your MH4s, your R2s, any other fixture you have at your campus. So you'll locate, you'll select the color you want. So let's say we're going to use cyan, and now they are cyan instead of white. So you can click the various colors and they'll change. So let's use cyan. So now that we have what we want, you'll see down here that there are a bunch of different options. There's intensity, pan, color, gobo, beam. Right now we're going to look at color. So the color is highlighted. So now because of that, it will record that we want cyan in our cue list. So what we're going to need is for them to turn on. So to do that, you're going to want to go to intensity and turn the dimmer either all the way up or to whatever you want. So for today, we're going to go all the way up to 100. Now that we have what we want, we're going to hit record up here, and then we're going to go to our cue list and add it wherever we want. So now that we have our first cue in, what we're going to want to do is give it a fade in time. So right now, if I were to bring this fader up, they will turn on instantly when I hit go. What we want to do is have a more delayed fade in to make it a better transition. So what you're going to want to do is just click what you want, and then you'll type in, so let's say 4 seconds, and we'll press enter. So now if I were to bring the fader back down and reload the cue, when I press go, it'll take 4 seconds to fully load in. Unlike naming a cue list, what you can do is just click on Q1 and title it verse. And now it is titled verse. You don't have to hit set legend. You can just click on the cue itself. Now that we have a verse, let's say we want to go to a chorus next. So let's add a little movement. So I'm going to show you how to create a keyframe shape. So with the tubes, we'll select tubes, go to Shapes and Effects on the right program menu, Shapes and Effects, keyframe shape, create, and then we're gonna add the colors or the dimmer we want. So let's say in this case, we're gonna do a dimmer. So we're gonna highlight what dimmer we want. So right now it's 100, and you'll see this white circle next to it. That's showing that it's highlighting it. You'll hit add frame. So let's say in this case, we want to add 2 frames of 100% dimmer. Then we'll take the dimmer, we'll click on it, hold it down, and then we'll go to 0. So now your tubes are off. So we're gonna add two frames of this, or they're at 0.2. Anyway, whenever you're done adding the frames you want, you can also do this with colors as well. So if you want it to be cyan and red, or lime and yellow, it works with any of them. So we'll do add frame. When we're done, we're gonna hit finish recording frames, and now the lights are turning off and on. So next, this is your keyframe shape, your effect editor. So let's say we don't want them to all go off at one time. We want them to go off 4. So let's just say we're gonna make the spread 4, and they'll kind of move like this from left to right. So if we want to slow this down, if it's a slower song, we can go and change the speed to 10 BPM. What helps for this is taking the BPM of your song, which is located in PCO. So let's say if the song was 72 beats per minute and we wanted to divide it by 4, since we're using 4 frames, whatever number that is what you want to put in your speed. Now, you can also change your direction. So right now they're turning on left to right. So I'm gonna increase the speed again. We're gonna go to 20. So now, if we want to go the other direction, I'll bring up the directions. We'll go right to left this time, and now they're going the other way. So right now they are slowly fading. If we want them to instantly change, we can change it to snap. Before they were just on a crossfade, so now they are instantly changing. So for this song, let's say for the chorus, we want them to just have a crossfade. So we're gonna go back to crossfade, we're gonna change them all. Now, right now you're looking at this effect editor. What you're gonna wanna do is select the cue list you're gonna record to. So right now this will be test. I'm gonna select it, and it's gonna bring it up right here. What I'm gonna do is record it onto a new cue list instead of adding it to this one. So I'm gonna add to this, and now we have the chorus. So I'm gonna title it chorus, and then change the fade in time to 4 seconds. Now, if I were to bring it up, after you're done, what you're gonna wanna do is hit clear, and now it has cleared everything you were working on. So now that we're here, after you hit clear, you're gonna see a bunch of empty boxes. To get back to the design or operator page, you're gonna go to your workspaces, press design, or press operator. Now we're here. I'm gonna press go. Our verse is gonna load up, so just the normal blue tubes. Now, when I click chorus, because we recorded a new cue, they will start twinkling. So after the 4-second fade in time, they are now moving like so. Now, let's say we wanted to add the MH2s to our cue list. We'll select them, press locate. So now they are on. Might be hard to see. We want them to be cyan to match. So we'll do cyan. We'll record the intensity. If I want to move them, I can change the pan and the tilt of my fixtures. So let's say you want to make sure these are highlighted if you want to move them. So now they're moving up, I'm moving them back and forth. Let's say for this, we're gonna have them right here at the front of the stage. So I'm gonna hit record, and I want this to go into both the verse and the chorus without having to create a new third cue. So I'm gonna highlight both of these. Now that they're red, we're gonna go to the right over here, and we're gonna click merge. So now, after I hit clear and hit go, my MH2s will also turn on and face the front of the stage. Now, whenever you're doing this, so let's go back to this page. Let's say we're gonna change the color to white, okay? And I'm gonna record it into these cues again. What you're gonna want to be careful of is to not hit replace. If you hit replace, it will delete everything you've done and just add the new fixture or whatever change you're making to it. Just be wary of this whenever you are recording or designing. So we're gonna merge it, now they're white, and when I click go, they're gonna turn to blue on the second cue. So now let's say we wanted to go from verse, chorus, back to the verse with no movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy. We're going to take the verse, and we can put it right here. Now we have another verse. But when I click go, you'll notice that the tubes are still twinkling, and I don't want them to do that. So in order to turn this off, what you're going to want to do is take this scroll wheel, move to the right, and you'll see where it says view shape. So you'll have two shapes here. You'll have the second cue where I initially recorded the keyframe shape, and this new one which has a knob. So I can flip this off, and now when I click it, they will stop twinkling in my cue. If I turn it back on, they will. If I turn it off, they won't. Now, this is how you do this. Now, if I want to go back to another chorus, what I can do is copy the chorus, and now I have verse, chorus, and then when I hit go again, they will start to fade and do the keyframe shape yet again. Now, it is also recorded again on this side. So if you were to go from, let's just say we took the verse and made it a bridge. So we're going to retitle it. We're going to title it Bridge. I will also want to turn off the keyframe shape again. And then hit go. And now our keyframe shape will be off for the bridge. After the bridge, we can go back to the chorus, and then we'll go to a take it out cue. So what we're going to do for the take it out cue is we're going to copy the verse, and because it's take it out, we don't want any movement or color changing to be happening. Otherwise, it'll cause the fixtures to snap when you go to the next cue list. So for verse, we're going to name it take it out, or in this case, TIO. Hit enter, and now we will be sure to turn off our keyframe shape yet again. Now, if you wanted to make an entirely new keyframe shape, you can absolutely do that and record it on top of the original one. Now, let's just say for the final chorus, we wanted to add movement in the MH2s. So what we're going to do is highlight the MH2s, go to Shapes and Effects. Instead of keyframe shape, we're going to go to Shape Generator, select Shape Generator, Create. Now, we want a pan/tilt. Let's just say we want them to move in a circle. So now they're going to move in a circle. You'll see them moving around in one big motion. To change that, to make them move at different times, what we'll do is change the spread to about, let's say 4. So now they're all moving at different points, which you can see on the stage. Now we can also, now they're swinging a little bit too wide, so we're going to take the size and tone them down to where they're moving a little bit less. So my size is about 8 right now, and now they're not swinging around the entire room, just closer to the stage. And then we're going to check the speed. They're going a little bit too fast, and we're also going to bring it way down. So let's say we're going to bring the speed to about 6. Let's say our chord, now that we have what we want, what we're going to do is hit record, add it to this final chorus, select it, and then press merge. Now that we added this, we'll have to, again, turn off the circle in our take it out cue. Now when we finish the song, it'll look as though it's a good transition. Now when we finish the song, it will have 0 movement to make for a better transition for the next song. So right now I'm in the chorus, then we'll go to take it out. After the 4 seconds, they will stop. So let's say we wanted to build a 3 cue that we can use for multiple songs. So to start, what we're gonna do is just like a on track, we're just gonna go to design, select what we want on. So let's say we want the tubes and MH2s, and we're gonna hit locate. They will all turn on. And let's say for this song, we want them to be orange. Okay, so now that we have that, we'll turn the intensity all the way up. For this case, select your cue list, record, and now you have your first cue. So we're gonna title this low. and then hit clear, and then that will be off. Okay, so now we'll move our MH2s up. Let's say, well, yeah, we'll take the pan and tilt, we'll highlight pan, we'll highlight tilt, we'll move them up to be facing the front of the stage. We're gonna record this into the low. Now, this is the perfect low look, no movement. That way you can come back to it at the beginning of a song, whether it's the verse, the bridge. Let's just say, for this next part, we wanna make the tubes fade. So we'll do it, shapes and effects, keyframe shape, create. Then we will add frames. So we'll do 100%, add 2 frames, or well, let's say 3. And then we'll go to, instead of going all the way off this time, we'll go to about 50. That way we get a little bit of a dim, but nothing crazy. So we'll add 3 of those, and then we'll finish recording frames. So now they're gonna be turning, they'll be dimming, and then I'll change the spread to about 6. So now they'll kind of be twinkling, nothing too distracting for this. So now that we have that, we'll record it into the medium look. I'll title this medium. All right, and then we want a fade in time, something slow. I think 4 is a general good number, unless you have a reason to go longer or to go shorter. So we'll go low, medium, and then for big, what we're gonna do is turn on, make our MH2s move. So we're gonna locate, we will position them to where they were before. If they are already on, you do not need to locate them. If you are just now turning on a new fixture, you will want to locate them. You'll hit shapes and effects, shape generator, create, pan, / tilt, and then we want them to move left to right this time, so we'll do pan saw. So now they're moving left to right, and I'm gonna change the spread to about 4. So now they're moving at different times. Then I'll make the size slower or lower. That way they're not swinging as wide and touching the back of the stage, and then I'll move the speed down. So now they'll be moving like this for our final cue. So I'm gonna hit record, make a final cue, and then I will title it Big. This will be the biggest part of our song, so like the final chorus or a big bridge, something along those lines. And you'll just kind of follow along with the progression of the song for an off track. These are perfect for off track. That way if you go in an order that's different from the on track version, you can follow along like so, and you won't get lost in all of the on track verse, chorus, bridge cues. So we'll make this 4, and now you have a 3 cue look. What you can also do is reuse this. So if you, right now they're orange, so if I wanted to make it a, let's say CTB 3 cue, I can just press CTB, hit record, highlight all of them. You can either click next to the legend or you can highlight them all yourself and hit merge. And now, instead of being orange, it'll all be CTO for the rest of the thing, for the rest of the cue list. For your on-track cue list, what you're gonna wanna do is follow along with the word sheet on Planning Center. So for this case, I just made a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, take it out. Depending on the song, this will vary. So when you're designing, please pay attention to that for your cue list to go to match with the track. Let's say you need to find your graphic in order to program the song to match the colors. So what you're gonna wanna do is navigate to your ProPresenter computer. So let's say you're on ProPresenter and you wanna find it. Go to Finder, select Faith Promise Dropbox, Campus Media, Weekend Content. You'll wanna find the weekend that we're going to be on. So let's say we're going to be on November 30th, standalone. We're gonna find Worship Visuals, Multi-Site, Over and Over, and then this is your over and over graphic, which you can view here to match.